This video is rated O for opinion. Viewer discretion is advised.
Have you ever desired to have what we call clout? Have you ever desired to become a celebrity or wondered what it is like to be one? Well, this question was answered with White Album, an anime about a beginning idol, and SoniAni, Super Sonico The Animation, an anime about an already established idol and her everyday life. I'm Phoebe the Weeb, and today we're going to figure out which anime. Have you ever wondered what it's like to live the daily life of an idol? Well, that's what SoniAni, Super Sonico The Animation portrays. The story of Super Sonico begins showing a lot about Sonico's daily life. It begins by showing Sonico's greatest sin, sloth, by her oversleeping on the school day. Throughout the series, we learn about Sonico's love for aquatic wildlife and her love for music and modeling. As the anime progresses, we see the characters go through many shenanigans, whether it's a zombie invasion or a Sherlock Holmes copy. This series has it all. Although this series may not seem to follow one whole coherent story, I find that the stories this series tell never fails to surprise me. When thinking about the animation of Super Sonico, I can really appreciate how vibrant the colors are in this anime. The vibrant colors and the more cartoony animation seems to really suit the more silly story told by the anime. Another thing to point out with the anime of SoniAni, Super Sonico The Animation, is that at some points where there are a lot of characters on screen, they make a swap from 2D animation to 3D. In summary, the characters within this anime are Super Sonico, the sleep-loving idol aquatic wildlife enthusiast, Fury, the gluttonous drummer, and Suzu, the prideful band leader. I like how for a slice of life anime, the main cast is very small, so you get more development with each character. For the music of Super Sonico, I really like the opening song of this anime, but I believe that the rest of the soundtrack is nothing to write home about. Have you ever been curious about what it's like to date an idol? That's basically what White Album is about. White Album follows the lead of Toya Fuji and his college life. Throughout this series, we learn about the more darker events that happen to idols, which not many idol anime seem to touch on. From beginning to end of the series, we see how some of the more popular idols can abuse the newcomers, seen through the eyes of a female lead, Yuki Morikawa, who is also Toya's love interest. This anime does seem to take a much more serious approach to the story compared to SoniAni, Super Sonico The Animation, but we'll see how those compare later on in the video. Compared to what I had said about the animation of SoniAni, Super Sonico The Animation, White Album's animation style is a bit more dark or bland. I don't think that this was a bad idea, however, since the story of this anime does take a much more serious and depressing approach, so the animation does really suit the story of this anime well. White Album does have a much larger main cast of characters compared to SoniAni, Super Sonico The Animation. To summarize, White Album has Toya Fuji, the male lead, Yuki Morikawa, a beginner idol, Rina Ogata, a professional idol, Akira Nanase, the best friend, and Misaki Sakura, the bookworm. When it comes to the music of White Album, I can really appreciate the opening theme Shin I as well as the character song White Album, which was sung by the character Yuki at the premiere concert. Now that each anime is analyzed, it's time to put them head to head to figure out which anime is the best. Let's begin by discussing the plot of each anime. As I mentioned, SoniAni, Sonico The Animation does take a more silly approach to its story, which causes the storytelling to never surprise me. This would be great, but one thing which tickled my curiosity is that when you check the tags for SoniAni, Sonico The Animation, there is actually no comedy within the tags. I don't know what to think of that. As for White Album, I mentioned that it does take a more serious approach and focus on some things which most idol animes don't. Keeping the following information in mind, I believe that I should give the first point to White Album. Following the story, one of the most important things which I believe should go along with it is the animation. I mentioned that the animation in White Album is dark and bland, while SoniAni, Sonico The Animation has a more cartoony style. While I believe both of these styles really do fit with their respective stories, I believe that White Album's animation does come across as a bit dated when compared to SoniAni, Sonico The Animation's vibrant colors. All this considered, the clear winner of this round is SoniAni, Sonico The Animation. Another thing which I deem important when it comes to the plot of an anime is the characters which engage in said plot. The characters within SoniAni, Sonico The Animation are all friendly and full of energy, while in White Album some characters come off as boring, some you just hate the guts of, and Yuki is just an innocent victim to everything in the anime. All of this considered, I believe that the characters of SoniAni, Sonico The Animation are much more likable, thus is the winner of this round. As with every other episode of Clash of the Anime, I simply just cannot ignore the public reception of each anime, as it gives me a general idea of what the fans think about each anime. According to my anime list, SoniAni, Sonico The Animation is ranked number 7452, while White Album was ranked number 5374. Using the following information, the clear winner of this round is White Album. And so, this episode of Clash of the Anime has come to the final comparison. As you can see, we currently have another tie, so who will come on top? The final round of today's Clash of the Anime episode is the music of each respective anime. I do appreciate that each anime does have their own character songs, such as Yuki's White Album and Sonico's Go, Go. While I do appreciate both anime's soundtracks, I do think one is better. I believe that the anime with the best music is SoniAni, Sonico The Animation, thus is the winner of this episode of Clash of the Anime. In conclusion, I believe the winner of this competition is SoniAni, Sonico The Animation. My finals scores for each anime are on the screen right now. Although I appreciate both animes, I believe SoniAni, Sonico The Animation was far better than White Album, thus, in my opinion, is the better anime. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Stay tuned to see more animes put up against each other in the future. Who do you think should have won, and what animes would you like to see face off? Drop it in the comments down below. Until next time, bye. 秘密秘密あのね秘密をあげる